Oh, today's combatants. Yeah. Speaking of heroes, you can always count on them to come to the rescue and keep the public safe from evil. And no superhero is complete without a tragic backstory.
It's what defines them, their drive on why they want to help people. But in this vast multiverse, things are bound to change. What if your typical friendly face wasn't there to save the day? What if there was another?
Thomas Wayne, the father who became the Bat after the death of his son.
And Benjamin Parker, the uncle who was bitten by the spider and lost everything. He's no wizard, I'm not Boomstick!
And it's our job to find out who got the chills, why they got burgled, and how they will recover from this in a not-death battle. Seriously, man, I need my money back.
Stop me if you heard all this before. Bruce Wayne—
Stop! Halt! No more! Oh fuck, that was rhetorical, wasn't it?
Yeah, no shit it was rhetorical, you fucking moron! Bruce Wayne was a young orphan boy, raised by his butler and growing into an all-beloved billionaire philanthropist.
But that was all just a facade. While Bruce dedicated his life to helping others, he didn't just do that with his money and fame. By night, the man known as Bruce Wayne would go by the name Batman, or so you might think.
The very incident that sent Bruce down his path, the death of his parents, Martha and Thomas, at the hands of a petty criminal, was not one set in stone. Fate can be a cruel mistress, and in the wake of a cataclysmic time boom, something changed. A single bullet found a different target.
One day, the superhero Barry Allen woke up, and everything was different. He couldn't figure it all out, but his powers were gone, and he knew only one person he could go for help. He drove to Gotham and found the Batman.
But things were not as they seemed. The Batman tossed Barry around, nearly broke his arm, and threatened his very life.
Barry asked why his friend Bruce Wayne would do this, only to learn the truth. Bruce died that alley in that night, and the Batman was Thomas Wayne.
In a world of living hell, Thomas Wayne chose to become the Batman and kill any criminals that got in his way. He was no hero. He was a killer that killed those worse than himself.
Much like his otherworld son, Thomas makes use of batarangs, basically a knife that he throws at people, capable of being laced with chemical coatings or to be used to create big booms.
Thomas was approached by the hero Victor Stone, who needed him, the greatest tactician on the planet, and naturally he told him to fuck off.
That was until Barry Allen gave him a glimmer of hope, the chance that perhaps in some world his son may still be alive.
He helped this crazy man electrocute himself and turn him back into the Flash. Together they went back to Victor and recruited him to help them find Subject 1, known better to many as Superman.
And he flew off, and soon a war broke out in full between Aquaman and Wonder Woman. Batman and his group of idiot friendos had to team up to save the day.
While he may seem, well, old and just a guy, Batman is more than capable of fighting many foes at once, even with his bare hands, not to mention his guns and his other many random tools. As a doctor, he even has an anti-epileptic that can be used to slow down a person's electrical activity in the brain.
He's strong enough to send doors flying off their hinges with a single kick, survive a beating from the Reverse Flash, and his suit is completely bulletproof.
Other Batmen, like his son, could survive explosions capable of leveling huge chunks of a city, and move fast enough to exceed the speed of sound.
Even Thomas could survive a blast from the Enchantress, capable of vaporizing other people and even demons.
At his best, he even has a mech suit capable of killing zombified clones of Superman, and even make the real Superman bleed with a single punch.
But as I said, this didn't help him much to save the world.
During the ensuing battle, the Flash had encountered his opposite. You see, this entire time he'd been under the assumption that Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, had been responsible for destroying his history.
But he could not have been more wrong. There was no targeted attack, no strike against his being, no attempt to kill him. The one responsible for this hellscape was Barry himself, running back in time, unable to accept the death of his mother. He broke time to save a single life and cost the world millions.
Eobard taunted his opponent. Having been in the Speed Force during the Flash's attempt to save his mother, he had become a living paradox, no longer bound to time, and no longer did he need the Flash to be alive to exist.
But before he could finally kill his arch-nemesis, Thomas struck. Wielding the blade of a fallen Amazon, Thomas impaled the Reverse Flash, and with his last dying breaths, he gave Barry a letter.
With his sacrifice, Thomas had given Barry the chance to save the world, to save his son.
Because through it all, Thomas, the broken, drunken old man who had locked away his heart and lost any sense of emotion that made him the person he was before the world went to hell, had one fragment of hope, of life left.
He never forgot his son, and he would throw away everything in the hopes of saving his boy. He sent Barry off not just with his best wishes, but all the hope he had left in his heart.
And Barry ran. Oh, did he ever do a ran? He broke back through time. He endured the pain of losing his mother again, seeing the timelines break around him and being forced to let it all go.
He gave up his mother and let her be with his father.
One day, the superhero Barry Allen woke up and everything was fine. He figured it out. His world was gone, and he knew one person he needed to help. He ran to Gotham and found the Batman.
He gave Bruce Wayne a letter. The letter not of the hero of the story, not of a man who was virtuous or good, but of a man who threw away his humanity to kill any criminal.
But no matter who that man was, that man loved his son. That man gave his life and put his faith into the Flash to end the horrors that he lived in, so that in a world of hope where his son was alive could exist.
That man was Thomas Wayne, the man who took a bullet for his son and sacrificed his life for millions.
And naturally, that means his story is over and we can move on.
Nah, they kept bringing him back again and again and again and again.
Oh man, that really stinks.
You can't just turn your back on this, Batman. Now we've got a chance to stop this war and save the world.
War's over, soldier. You just don't know it yet. Everybody lost.
We all know the story. Nerdy loser geek nobody likes. Peter Parker one day when doing something gets bitten by a spider. Egats, that spider is ruined because it's radioactive, and he gets mutated into the heroic Spider-Man, using great power with great responsibility as taught by his late Uncle Ben.
Or so you may think, because perhaps in another world, this was in fact not the case.
Let's head to Earth 3145, where on a trip to a science, Benjamin Parker found himself being bitten by that same radioactive spider.
He developed miraculous powers, super strength and speed, possessing superhuman senses and wielding web slingers alongside his suit designed by his nephew Peter.
Before long, he was called a hero, but soon found out that heroes make enemies. And one of these, the fucking Emerald Elf,
Are you fucking kidding me?
figured it out and proceeded to bomb his house with his wife and nephew within.
Oh.
Yeah, broken, unwilling to be a hero anymore, he threw it all away. He abandoned the title of Spider-Man.
Until one day a guy named Sims showed up, telling him that he had to go into a bunker to avoid being killed by a man known as Morlun.
An almighty psychic vampire who prophesied he and his family's role in killing all of the Spider-Men.
A hopper between universes, he and the Inheritors slaughtered countless Spider-Man. You know all those memes about how awesome Morbius is? Take those and they unironically apply to Morlun.
In terms of power, character-wise, he's still got a... Yeah, I mean, he's fucking lame, okay? But he'd kick your ass. Even the almighty Spider-Man of that one show with the giant robots, Leo Parton, couldn't take him on in a fair fight. Yeah.
On an epic quest to save the lives of every Spider-Person across the multiverse, they would happen upon Benjamin, and find that he had given up. Even now, even in this crisis, he wasn't ready. He saw the face of Peter Parker, of his nephew, heard his voice, but his world wasn't even worth saving anymore.
Perhaps if there was a Spider-Man, things would have been different. Maybe someone could have stopped the mad Otto Octavius from accidentally destroying the world, holding it hostage via a nuclear device, which then exploded prematurely because he's an idiot.
But that did not stir him. To Benjamin, there was no point. With great power came great responsibility, but men with great power were still just men. Men with feet of clay that make mistakes, mistakes that come with great cost. And he couldn't make that mistake again.
Until one of these Spider-Men with a pair of nuts on him decided to man up and tell him to suck it up. That his selfish, narrow-minded view had him lost, had him thinking that a great cost was the only result of action, asking him to put on the suit one last time, to give him the help that every Uncle Ben had ever managed.
Spider-Ben fought alongside his fellow spiders. Despite his age, he still managed to keep up, but he could only do so much. And so he was instead swapped out with another spider at the right time, and teleported into another world.
A world where he could live his own life, a life alongside the baby he had saved during the Great Battle, a testament to his nature as a hero.
In this world, he took place of Uncle Ben in Earth 982, a world with a future where he could be something Uncle Ben could never be, a grandfather.
And then shit decided to attack this world too. The Electroverse. No, that's not a joke. A whole army of Electros.
You fucking... Including this Electro, who Ben easily took out by backflipping over his hold and knocking him out with a single kick. Not the only person he's one-shot too. Here's this chick getting folded by him sticking his hand out.
This man is not to be messed with. Even as old and as fat as he is, he can fight an entire army of Dr. Octopuses alongside Spider-Gwen. And the two really messed up the Electro's plans.
Using a telecommunications rig, they attempted to erase the mind of the Battery, an all-powerful super being that controlled all Electros as their ultimate one.
However, this failed, and so Uncle Ben found it the moment to do the ultimate sacrifice. To live up to the name of Uncle Ben, he used the rig and forcefully fused his mind with the Battery, becoming a single being, who sent all the Electros packing and saved the day.
He truly proved that with great power must also come great responsibility. Oh shit, power! Where does he scale?
Spider-Man can survive a gun that produces over an exajoule of energy, which is like kilotons or megatons or something, and then react to light speed, so like, I don't know, probably town, maybe up to sea level, and light speed. That's like FTL. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. He's Spider-Man, just like any of the rest. In power, in heroism, and in spirit.
I'm sure with him being the Battery now, they probably had a ton of other epic stories to tell about him.
He never shut up again.
Oh. That sucks.
He probably deserved what happened. But just because you can beat him up doesn't give you the right to. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Alright, the weapons are ready and the combats are set. There wasn't nothing written here, so I guess we're gonna start it.
It's time for an ad read! What?
Sir, get out of the car.
What's going on, son?
I need your car.
What for?
To make a getaway.
Why?
I robbed the bank.
Is this one of those video games?
What?
I've got something for that, son. You need to try G Fuel, the sponsor of today's taxi experience.
This isn't a taxi.
G Fuel is your all-in-one cheat code in a can for video games like this. You'll be drinking like a king.
That sounds lovely, but...
Let me tell you, when they told me it had 0 sugar and 0 calories, I didn't believe them. Then I drank it, and I did believe them.
So it tastes bad?
No, it's amazing. It tastes like heaven.
I know something about that in a moment.
It also has no carbs. Craziest thing I ever drank. It's got plenty of caffeine and antioxidants then.
Sure, I'll buy some for my daughter.
No, son. It has lots of caffeine. It shouldn't be drank by anyone under the age of 18. Make sure you drink responsibly yourself, though, okay?
That be it first?
Hey, Flynn, we gotta go! Run!
Huh? Oh no!
Oh! What's that, son? You can't afford G Fuel?
Oh, no! I'm sorry!
All you have to do is use the link in the description of this video and use code BloodRight for 20% off your order.
What?
In fact, son, as of right now, G Fuel is celebrating Anime May, dedicating the month of May to your Japanese anime. You see, it's a pun. They're here to share their anime-inspired flavors, such as Naruto Sage Mode, a delicious orangey-flavored beverage. Oh, I remember Naruto, watching it with my boy Peter. Oh, he was such a sweet boy back then. We watched it when he was a kid, and he just loved that Goku fella. His favorite character, though, was Sanji. Oh, the Sage Mode G Fuel is to die for. I can only hope one day they make your favorite anime into a flavor. I'm sure it's Sandland, or whatever the kids are watching these days. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. To drink G Fuel.
And that's how I killed your uncle.
I'm gonna put some G Fuel in your eye.
What?
Okay, thank God. Anyways, the combat...
Shut up! It's time for an battle! Whoa there, sport. You gotta watch where you're aiming that. Someone could get hurt.
Get out of the way, Benjamin. He's not escaping this building alive. But you can.
Listen, buddy, we're heroes. We save lives, we don't take them.
Yeah, that's the mentality that got my son killed.
When you kill a killer, that still leaves one killer.
But if I kill 1,000 killers, that still only leaves one.
I don't think you get it. With great power, there must also come great responsibility. I don't need to hear it, old man. The only reason I don't put a bullet in the back of your head is because I need to know where you hid Dr. Octavius.
I can think of a few other reasons. You gotta be careful with these things. Someone could get hurt.
That's the point!
Let's see how you do without your funny little toys.
I can tell you how. A lot more painfully. Oh! Whoa!
Here, you can have this back.
What?
This is painful, alright. Painful to watch, huh? Oh!
How's this for little? Ah!
Sheesh! I'll help you put that thing down.
Are you kidding me?
Whoa! Owzers!
Why don't you stand still?
Huh. These things again. You know, Thomas, it would help to be original. What? What?
Ah! Last chance, Ben. Tell me where you hid Octavius. Or I fist you talking next.
Not with an attitude like that, Thomas. If you truly believe that you can solve all the world's problems through power alone, just remember, you will always have to take responsibility for...
Now who in the flying fuck decided to do that? Fuck. Ah!
I'm sure these dudes had to cost a pretty penny!
And just as I iced that spider prick too, 'tis a shame.
Joe Chill? Screw off! This is my hole, not yours!
You misunderstand, burglar. This is my score, and I'll be the one claiming it tonight.
The hard way it is then!
Huh?
Fight! Again?
Ah! Lucky shot.
Don't worry! The next one's going right between the eyes!
Oh, if that's how you want to play it, then behold! Alright, Mr. T-Burglar, I'm not fucking around anymore! It's time to dance with the devil, you son of a bitch!
You know, I've got to shot you this entire time. Ow!
Well, that was fun. Now who's for Chinese?
Call an ambulance!
Now I'm all for jokes, but I gotta ask. Excuse-moi?
But not for me! Hey yo, do you want your bullet back, dude?
Not particularly. Ha-ha!
Alright, douchebag! You want some of this?
Fuck.
Anyone got any paper? Cause I turned this pussy into sand. Yeah! Ah, there we go, I found my bunny! Probably should have been paying attention to that.
You think? This somehow went from Thomas versus Ben to the fucking Burglar versus Joe Chill? How?
Now that is cape shit brain rot to live by.
But Thomas versus Ben.
Well, the way that I see it, they're both dead. So is Chill, which just leaves the burglar. Sorry, Sandman. I guess. Why is Sandman there again?
I can say the same for Joe Chill, but here we are.
Huh. Well, this is what's the word? Awkward.
Okay, let's just take a step back for a minute. Since this is Joe Chill versus the Burglar, the best we can do is attempt to decipher this. A key word, attempt. I'm gonna make a coffee. Do you want a coffee?
No, I don't drink anything. I'm a bug, remember?
Would you like some honeydew?
That'll do.
Alright, yeah, I'll get you some honeydew.
Well, for starters, okay, okay. Ah, that'll do. Okay, well, Joe Chill actually has an established name. The burglar is just called... Oh yeah! Doesn't even have a name, what a loser!
Alright, I'm back, here you go.
Oh, thanks.
Alright. As it turns out, in the comics he murdered Bruce's parents via a contract from the mafia boss, Lou Moxon.
That person.
So, he was a hitman, which suggests he did some shady things, and has done this sort of stuff before. Point for experience.
Yeah, but what's experience gonna do against a gun-crazed lunatic which you can't predict? The comic burglar, at least, is known for being a bit loony. Kinda just went gun-ho on anyone that got in his way. Sometimes for no reason, which is why we have Spidey, after all.
Which I guess can explain why he died of a random heart attack, because he got, quote-unquote, scared to death. Good job, Peter. Thank you for that.
So, if he's got a bad heart, kinda makes sense that Joe Chill clears, right?
I mean, that's where it gets deeper. See, since Joe Chill has an established character and name, he's more prominent and stuff. Like, he's in more things. Like, he's in fucking Batman Brave and the Bold.
True. For some reason, this one Batman show, filled with the goofy ha-has and very funny gags, it's very funny, is one of the few animated portrayals that deals with Batman, well, Bruce's, trauma confronting Chill, and it's like, good, puts Bruce's morality in the question and battling with the thoughts of revenge. Oh, hey, Spectre. Anyways, in this scene, Joe threw a punch at Bats and shot at him a couple of times and even survived getting punched by him for a bit.
Wow, he actually attempted to throw hands? He might win now.
Wait, really?
Actually, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man happened to introduce Dennis Carradine, and Dennis fought Tobey Maguire for a bit before he did an oopsie and took a long fall. So...
Okay, we're talking films now, fine. Let's take Batman Begins, where Chill does the deeds. For this, we'll take a look at the gun he was using. As you can see, Chill was using a Smith & Wesson Model 64, which typically weighs 1.9 pounds, uses .38 special bullets for the caliber specs, and is used widely today for security purposes and personal defense. With power like that, there's no way Dennis wins, right?
Power isn't everything now, is. The gun that Dennis was using was a Beretta 92FS Inox, with a total length of 8.5 inches, and can use either 9x19mm bullets or Tran 2 caliber long rifle ammunition. There's a reason why this pistol is a standard issue sidearm for the US Armed Forces, and not security jobs. With a capacity of 15 bullets per clip and semi-auto fire mode to boot, I mean, it's 15 bullets and semi-auto versus 6 single shot in a gunfight. Gotta take the Beretta, man!
But it's not the gun that makes the man, eh? Depends on the person using it, after all. Because in the hands of a master, someone could theoretically turn that gunfight with the revolver around for them to win. And to that end, looking at these two...
well, I mean, they're definitely not trained professionals, that's for sure.
Alrighty. We can still salvage this. Yes, it does depend on the man after all. A super one at that. Let's backtrack a bit to the 1989's Batman. In this iconic depiction of the Caped Crusaders story, the one that shot Bruce's parents was none other than Jack Nicholson's Joker. And that's the Joker with the hand buzzer and the bigger gun and a keen mind to boot. Bam! Using Joker as a stand-in, surely DC's got this one in the bag, right?
Well, if we use that same logic, the one that killed Uncle Ben in the Sam Raimi universe wasn't actually Dennis. That's how we get Sandman.
And at that point, what the fuck is Joker gonna do? Acid flower?
Yeah, he's gonna die, that's what he's gonna do, which he did. Don't just love compositing.
Fair enough. At this stage, Joe just might as well go home and put back that water bucket, because I don't think pulling a crocodile will work here, buddy. Case closed! Anyways, don't we still need to figure out who wins between Ben and Thomas?
We could, but it's not worth a Carradine.
That sucked.
Oh, come on, stand up to it, man.
Yeah, and here's what I gotta say.
Uncool.
I'll give you that one. Just like this episode, that pun was a real banger.
No, Wiz!
Oh fuck, that was an extremely poor taste, wasn't it? The winner is 2007 Spider-Man's Freeze Sandman. Fucking hell.
Yeah, perfect. Next time
You wanna finish that? I mean,
I was just thinking that ending. It was a little, unsatisfying. After all the shit these two went through, you kind of feel like they deserve better, no?
I don't know. Do you want to, time travel?
Next. As long as that spider prick is alive, I ain't getting close to Wayne. I'm afraid there just isn't enough fucks to give her. Oh, come on!
Not necessarily. Oh yeah, I sound cool.
Who the hell are you? Oh, I don't think so, Marco! So did them, baby! Thank you, I guess?
We were never here.
Did you really think that was a cool voice, that was?
Oh yeah, it was like really cool. I'm glad you noticed it. Anyways, yeah, we're getting out of here.
That was a most curious introduction, I must admit.
Agreed. I still need Octavius, and you're still in my way. Tell me, Ben, is it your desire to see so many innocent lives lost to madmen like him? Is that the excuse used to justify your own family's death?
It's okay to miss your loved ones, Thomas. I do too. But instead of using that drive as a means for revenge, fight to protect those who still have a family. For people who still have a place to call home. Don't take the name of your loved ones over some senseless violence. Make their sacrifice mean something. Because if you ever lose sight of what you're fighting for, drift too far away, cross that line, the darkness will take hold. Trust me, Thomas. There's an infinite number of worlds out there. I've been to them. I've lived in them. One day you might happen upon your son again. Would you look him in the eye? What would you rather he see? His father or a monster?
You win this time, Benjamin. I'm not saying I believe you. You don't know the hell this world is. But if you can take your Dr. Octopus back to where he came from, I'll leave it to you.
Don't be a stranger, Thomas. The world is only hopeless when those within it let it be.
Goodbye, Benjamin.
Yeah, all fixed. Am I right?
Yeah, sure. Alright, so, next time on Non-Death Battle!
About fucking time!
Who am I? Where am I? Who wanted me to be created? Who asked for me to be created? I despise everything connected with my creation. And so, this is neither attack nor declaration of war. You are the ones who created me, and I will strike back against you.
You should feel honored. You're the first, and soon to be the last, to witness my ultimate transformation. A senseless savage like you has done nothing but waste my time.
You will not defile this place.
I will be sure to exterminate every last one of you!